So I'm going to show you how to make smoked chicken wings from beginning to end. So if you'll stick around, you'll see just how delicious and how easy it is to smoke wings. Let's take a bite, stick around, and I'll show you how to do it. That's Flavor Town right there. This is the process that I like to follow whenever I'm smoking wings. Easy process. So I've just got my wings on. I'm gonna pull them out of their bag. And I've got my bowl here lined with some paper towel to absorb some of the moisture, because moisture is not what you want when you're gonna smoke wings. Now, one of the unique things that we're gonna do, or which I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna let these sit overnight and we're gonna season them up with some salt and pepper. You might ask yourself, well, why would you season with salt and pepper? Well, the longer that you can allow seasoning to sit within the chicken, the longer that it has a chance to absorb the seasonings, the salt, the pepper, and the garlic. It's the science of how it begins to break down the tissue and absorb some of the salt and pepper and garlic. You might ask yourself, well, how's it going to penetrate the skin? Time, T-I-M-E, and a little science. I'm not a scientist and I don't know everything, but I do know the longer you season your chicken and let it sit, the more that will absorb the seasoning that you put into it. So we did our best to pat the chicken pretty dry, and then we'll pat it a little bit dry tomorrow. Now, I know this seems a bit wasteful with paper towels, but I'm only doing this on day one because there's an excessive amount of moisture when you take them out of the pack if they came out frozen, which these were frozen wings, so there's going to be an excessive amount of moisture. Now let's season it up with salt, garlic powder, black pepper. Mix that thoroughly. You want all those flavors to absorb in the wings. Cover that. We're gonna place these in the fridge for 24 hours. Then we're gonna load them on the smoker, and I'm telling you, it's something about 24 hours with salt, pepper, garlic, or whatever seasoning you put on your wings for at least 24 hours. Man, it's just something about when you put them in the fridge for that long, that seasoning just absorbs in the chicken and it has way more flavor. Don't believe me? Give it a try yourself. I just pulled the wings out of the refrigerator. They've been marinated actually 28 hours. I marinate them with salt, pepper, and garlic the day before, and simply for the absorption factor, especially with poultry. The longer you let it marinated, the longer the salt and some of the flavors have to absorb into the chicken. You might ask yourself, how can they penetrate through the skin? Well, when you marinate all around the chicken wing, there's going to be parts that it can't absorb through. Therefore, the salt, the pepper, and the garlic can begin to penetrate inside of the chicken wing. That's kind of the science behind it. It begins to loosen the collagen found within meat. So let's do this. Remove the plastic. And we're gonna lay some chicken wings out on a sheet pan, just like this. I'm not gonna cook all of these. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay these out. See, all of the chicken is ice cold. It's around 36 degrees. I just temped it, we pulled it out of the refrigerator. The reason that I'm laying it on a sheet pan like this is so that it can come up to room temperature, because we're gonna let this sitting on a sheet pan for at least 20 minutes because we're gonna have different zones on our smoker. So therefore, a little warmer over here versus a little cooler over here. Therefore, we want the chicken to cook evenly no matter what zone it's in on the smoker. First thing we're gonna do is check to make sure we got plenty of pellets. So it's a little below halfway. You can see right there in the level window. So we're gonna go ahead and fill it up. Let's turn our smoker on. We're gonna set the temperature to 275 degrees. Now we're gonna set our smoke temp. I'm gonna go with about a 7. I don't want too much, but I want quite a bit. Now while the smoker's warming up, go grab a cold drink, drink something cool because it's a little warm today, or go tell your wife or your significant other that you love them. Let's do that. We're up to our desired temperature. Now let's get some of these wings loaded on the smoker. Wings are loaded. Let's come back in about 40 to 45 minutes and we're gonna flip them. Let's give those wings a peek. Ooh, they're looking beautiful. I ended up cooking a lot more. All right, here is those wings. Look at that. Beautiful, delicious wings. Smoked about 90 minutes total. So let's see if we can make this boneless. It's still hot. Oh, pulled out. Almost. Let's take a bite. That's Flavor Town right there.